This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Delighted, as always, to be joined by, wrestler turned fitness enthusiast turned boxer turned jack of all trades, Anthony Ogogo. How are you, Anthony?
I'm good, mate. Thank you. I'm good, very well. But how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Very well. Nice to catch up with you. It's been a while. I think the last time I saw you was the day you announced your retirement from boxing.
Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, I remember. That was a sad day. I licked some serious wounds that day, and I did it the next many months. But yeah, mate. So hopefully, I am in a better place now, which is nice. Nice to be in. Nice to say that I'm in a better place than I was. So yeah, mate. It's all good. It's all good. You know, I can't grumble. Obviously, we're living through a really weird time at the moment, and things aren't perfect. But I mean, it's hard to complain about anything when people are like out there losing their lives, losing their nans and their mums and dads. And brothers and sisters, it's hard to kind of complain about your own small problems, like in light of what's going on. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. I'm trying to stay positive and optimistic, and fingers crossed we'll kind of get through this whole thing relatively quickly, and then and go from there. But yeah, I'm right. I'm okay.
As I just mentioned, the fact that you've obviously turned to a career in wrestling, or you're doing your wrestling, which we will come on to as we carry on this interview. But first thing I want to talk to you about is your 7-minute workouts in the morning that you've been doing, which have been fantastic, really varied workouts that you've been doing. It seems like these workouts are really helping to bring people together and keep people fit at this time. Just tell people who maybe haven't seen your workouts in the morning what you've been doing and the motivation behind it.
Yeah, no, cheers, mate. Thank you. Appreciate that. So I actually, when I was injured in my eye, I was trying to get back. I spent 3 years trying to get back in the ring. It's quite well documented. Couldn't unfortunately get back, but the last year, so the third year, I was just bored. I mean, I'd spent 2 years sulking, having surgery. I was training every single day, but I was in a real bad place, and I used exercise as my thing to kind of get me normal again, because I was, when you've got any injury, any athlete, any professional athlete, when it's their job, their life, when they're injured, it's horrible. But when you have an eye injury, like every single time I looked out of my eyes, which is every single second of the waking day, I was reminded that my eyes were bad, my left eye was damaged. And when I'd had operations in the past, shoulders, Achilles, I'd be like watching TV. I could switch off for an hour because I'm not using my shoulder or my Achilles. But when it's your eye, I was constantly beating me down as a stark reminder that my eyes were buggered. And I know it's going to be very hard to get back to what I was doing. So I fell in a bit of a deep depression. I talk openly about it. I was in a real bad way, and I'm very lucky to have an amazing wife and great family and stuff. But as I said, like the one thing that kind of got me out of this stuff was exercise. And I noticed that, like, when I exercised in the morning, I felt better. I just felt better about myself than when I didn't. If I didn't exercise, I felt sluggish. And I felt really rubbish. And when I started exercising, started losing a bit of weight, I started feeling better. And I've always trained my wife, always trained my family, whether I'm on the pads or just generally like telling them what to do that day. And they're all really busy people. My wife's a teacher, my family, nurses, teachers, social workers, and all those people, they've all got kids as well. And it's like, those people, they like working out, but most people like working out, or the effects you get from working out, it's just they haven't got the time to work out, because we live in such a busy time now where when you've got a job and you've got kids, it's hard to find an hour and a half or 2 hours to go to the gym 2 or 3 days a week. I wanted to create something that everyone can do, regardless of how busy you are. I created this really high intensity 7-minute calorie fit program. It's a 7-minute boxing themed exercise program to help you wake up in the morning, you work out, and I did more research into the science behind it. Working out first thing in the morning is great for you. Every runner pretty much wakes up and goes, every boxer wakes up and goes to run first thing in the morning, because that's the best time to help you lose that weight. Not just physically, but mentally. Like, when you work out in the morning, you release like happy hormones in your brain, serotonin, dopamine. These hormones, they make you feel good about yourself. Like, serotonin is found in every antidepressant in the world, and that's why you go to any GP when you're depressed, as I did back in 2017. They said the first thing you've got to do is exercise, because it's good for your soul, your spirit. Releases like these serotonin in your brain. So basically I put this program together, 7-minute calorie fit, and I've been doing it on Instagram pretty much every morning, and I'm trying to launch it because I know what exercise did for me when I was going through a tough time, not just physically but mentally more than anything. And I think everyone deserves the benefit of exercise, whether you're really busy or not. So I'm doing it every morning, 10 a.m. on my Instagram, at Anthony Ogogo, working out. Trying to kind of grow a little following and just trying to help people. And before we move on to the next thing, and I'm talking a million miles an hour at the moment, but as you can tell, I'm very passionate about this. But what's I say now? I've got 18 years of boxing. I'm 30. I was going to say, it's gone. But yeah, so I enjoy doing exercise, and I enjoy. Oh, that's what I say. There's a million things I can't do. I'm rubbish at so many things. But I've always been really motivated, very dedicated, and that comes easy to me. Whereas cleaning the floors or washing up doesn't come easy to me. So it's like almost, I'm not saying like it's a gift, but because it comes easy to me to motivate myself, I think it's my kind of duty to help and motivate other people. So that's why I do my Instagram live workouts pretty much every single day, because people can log on, and if you don't really want fancy working out, jump on. I mean, you've got me can help kind of motivate you to do it, because it's easy to swerve a workout if you don't really want to do it. If you're tired, it's easy to make an excuse. But when it's only 7 minutes, for 420 seconds you're going to work hard. When it's done, it's done. And some of the results I've got from my case studies in 7 minutes have been fantastic. One guy lost 1.5 stone in just 6 weeks, just doing my program every single day, 7 minutes. So yeah, man, it works. And I'm really passionate about it, and that's one of the things I want to carry on doing now. We mentioned boxer, wrestler, all these things that I different things that I do. One of the reasons why when I was retired from boxing, it broke my heart so much, because I'd only ever boxed. And that's the only thing I wanted to do. And I had nothing else other than boxing. And this next chapter in my life, I want to kind of diversify a bit, because fingers crossed I won't. But if I get injured and can't wrestle anymore, I've got other things I can be doing, So and the fitness industry and helping people and keeping them fit and helping them feel good about themselves is definitely one of the things I feel most passionate about.
Before we come on to the wrestling, staying with your 7 minute workouts, I saw you done one with your old pal George Groves recently, another fellow retired boxer now. Must be strange that you two have come up all the way through the amateurs together, and now you're two retired fighters doing keep fit programs together sometimes.
Yeah, it's odd. I mean, we both lived real I remember the first England squad I went on, he was there, and that's his first squad as well. I was 14, I think I was 66 kilos, I was skinny and scrawny, and I was a 14-year-old boy, and I walk in, and George Groves is there, sitting having his dinner, and he is the exact same person as he is now. Hairy chest, tattoo on his back, could punch really hard. I'm thinking, how is he my age? He just developed really young, and he was real strong, as a real strong kid. And I sparred him for years, both through our entire careers, and it really benefited me sparring him, and vice versa as well. But I mean, it's hard, as quite well documented, I never wanted to hang the gloves up. I mean, he retired when he was ready to retire. He'd done everything he wanted to do. He'd become world champion at the forefront of basket, had a great career, earned loads of money, and done really well for himself. I weren't even in my peak when I had to retire, and as I was entering my peak. So, I mean, it's difficult, because I still didn't do what I wanted to do. I didn't earn the money I wanted to earn, or I should have earned, or could have earned. Didn't win the belts, didn't leave the legacy that I wanted to leave in boxing, which is frustrating. I'm not bitter, but I'm not bitter about it, but it's still disappointing talking about it. Whereas George obviously had a great career, and he's now living his best life as a former world champ. So fair play to him. But yeah, that's still odd. I still do see myself as a boxer a lot of the time, and I've got to check myself that I'm not a boxer anymore. I've now moved on to a whole new industry in my life. So yeah, but it's cool. Yeah.
How are you getting on with that? Because as I mentioned, the last time I spoke to you was March of last year, just after you announced your retirement, and the word that was kind of bounded about between me, yourself, and obviously did an interview with Coogan as well, was heartbroken. Hopefully, I'm assuming, maybe wrongfully, that you're not quite still heartbroken as you were this time last year, but how are you dealing with it now? Is it still a daily thing, an ongoing thing?
Do you know what? I mean, we'll talk about it in a moment, but I'm not a professional wrestler. If you Google my name on Google, it comes up Anthony Ogogo, professional wrestler, which I find really funny still. I still find it really funny. But no, do you know, I've had to move on. I struggled for a while, and I struggled. One of the reasons why I struggled was because I had to retire from boxing, not because the injury I suffered was a bad injury, but the reason why I never fought again. People like Cal Brook are still boxing, and other guys that suffered fractured eye sockets were able to box because they got the right treatment, they got the right diagnosis, they had the right operation, and they were boxing. I went to the best hospital in the world, I saw the best doctor in the world. I spent loads of my own money, paid privately to get the best advice. I got misdiagnosed, had the wrong version done to me. I was told to carry on fighting, which was the worst advice possible, which I never ever, but I was told by the best person, spent 500 quid for an appointment with somebody, Moorfields Hospital. If they say to you, carry on boxing, it's not going to get any worse. You can't get any better advice than that. I did that, the worst advice possible. I then had the wrong operation done on me. The operation I should have had at the beginning, I then had done on me after the fight. They didn't even scan me again. Didn't even see the injury got worse. And I then had 9 surgeries all told, and never got back in the ring. All out of my own pocket, all very expensive. 4 in America, very expensive. When really I needed one operation at the beginning, and I carried on my career. Before my fight burst Craig Cunningham, so I should have had the operation at the beginning. I've been back in the ring 3 months later. Had the wrong advice, wrong surgery, and that was really bitter because it wasn't even my own mistake. Like, I did everything right. I did the right thing. I was sort of the best people. And then the reason I'm saying this is because my career got taken from me, and I spent every penny I'd ever earned in boxing on operations to get back in the ring. And then I had to retire last March, and I was suing. Oh, actually, and also I never said this before in a box. I've said it in other interviews, not boxing. I had 9 surgeries altogether, 9 operations, and my 4th surgery, my 3rd one in Baltimore, Johns Hopkins University Hospital. I woke up and they told me that my heart had stopped on the operating table. They had to resusc me, had a cardiac arrest on the table, bring me back to life. I'm sitting there going, what is happening? What is happening? What? I'm by myself in America for 4th surgery, and I've been told my heart stopped. And from that appointment, my team wanted me to sue. The doctor had done an operation on me. They wanted me to sue that person straight away because obviously we knew what the wrong thing had been done. And I didn't even want to sue. I just wanted to box again. All I wanted to do was box. I didn't want the negativity and the whole shit that come with like suing someone. I didn't want that stuff in my life. And then there's only after that, 18 months later, after we knew that this person messed up, and then it took my heart stop my operating table for me to go, oh, this is now affecting my life. It's not just my boxing career, but my life. I could have easily not woken up from that operation and be dead. So we opened up legal proceedings, and then when I had to retire, we were going to sue for the end of the career because this person ended my career. And because of a technicality between basically the doctors back each other up, and had this person operate on me on the NHS, I would have won a lot of money because they don't really fight court case. Because it was private, they had this. I can't even talk to I'll get in trouble if I talk too much about it. But long story short, I lost my court case, not because, even though the wrong thing was done to me, I lost my court case because of the technicality and certain doctors not wanting to go against the doctor that operated on me, because the one that operated on me is up here, and they're the top doctor in the world, so nobody wants to go against that person. So I lost my career. I lost every penny I'd ever earned in boxing. I spent an operation to get back in the ring. I couldn't get back in the ring. And then my one solace was, at least now I'm going to get an end of the career settlement because this person's ruined my. And sure, I'm not going to get the world titles and the big fight nights which any boxer wants. And I come from nothing. We had nothing growing up. We had no money. Very humble beginnings. I never boxed because of money. I'm sure if you're good enough, the money's always going to come. But I boxed because I loved it. I loved the fight. I loved the feeling when you walk out and you hear people cheer or boo, or when you're in the ring and you land a shot, you hear the crowd go, ooh, or whatever. That stuff, you know, and that's what I loved about boxing. The money was just a bonus, really. And then when I had to retire, I thought, at least I'm not going to get all the stuff now, but at least now I'm not going to get punched in the head for the next 5 to 10 years of my life, and I'll get a nice big payoff by the claim. And then because I didn't win it, because of a technicality, I had nothing. I lost my career, my dreams, my hope, ambition, aspirations, all the money that was saved in boxing, and I think we would get paid off at the end of it. And I was back into last year, and I was in a real bad place then because I was, as I said, I thought I was going to get something for my career. I was going to get something. I didn't even get that, and then I thought I've got a choice now. I mentioned to you when I saw you last March as well. I've got a choice. I can be a bitter prick for the rest of my life and complain and sulk and say why me, or I can just look back on my career and take it for what it was. An amazing 18 years of my life. Got to travel the world, meet some amazing people, have some unbelievable experiences, and look at it for what it was and move on, and hopefully the fortune that I wanted to have in boxing and the legacy I want to have in boxing, I've now got no choice. But if I want that for myself, I'll go out there and earn it and doing something differently, and that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I mean, I'm better now. I'm able to talk about it with a wide smile on my face. It still pisses me off the fact that I should have got £10 million to retire for not boxing anymore. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's life, and you get a lot of curveballs thrown your way. I never saw my career ending the way I did. Never in a million years saw my career end like that. But I can sit and sulk and whinge about it, or I can get up and brush myself down and crack on and try to make the next thing better. And one of my best attributes are very optimistic, very positive, and I always think, next one will be good. So I genuinely believe my next career, I'll get the, I don't want to say fame, so I wasn't in it for the fame, but those nights like walking to the ring on fight night and all the attention and all that buzz which the fighters fight for, which I never got as a boxer. I believe I'll get that now in the next chapter of my life.
A lot of fighters talk about that. They talk about, not being able to replace the buzz. It's a special something, the ring walk, having all of the eyes on you and what have you. Was that kind of part of your transition and you exploring wrestling? Was that part of it?
Yeah, pretty much. I've always been a massive fan. I mean, Cal Yaffai, when I signed with AEW and became a wrestler, Cal Yaffai texted me, I'm so happy for you. She knows what I've been through. He gets it. We've been friends since we were 15. And he said to me, I'm happy for you. You always loved that on the squad. On the GB squads, we'd be in Croatia. We'd be in Serbia. We'd be in all random places around the world. I'll be on my big laptop, which I carry with me, and finding some naughty link to watch WWE, to watch WrestleMania or to watch whatever. So yeah, I've always been a massive fan. So it was the natural progression, and I say half jokingly, half being serious. I can't fight anymore. Like my left eye is bugged. I can't fight. I'm not allowed to fight anymore. So the next best thing is to play fight. And that's I say that as a joke, but it's very, very serious and very hard. But yeah, it's I don't want to say the next best thing because that's putting it like second to the boxing, and it's not. It's amazing. It's amazing in its own way. It's a fantastic industry. It embodies so much of what I love. It embodies the professional combat sport, like the combat of boxing. It has so much of that. I mean, you're in the ring. Sure, it's half show, half real. Like a lot of the moves you do, I mean, people say it's a fake. I mean, people die in wrestling rings all the time. People get brain damage, broken necks, end up paralyzed. If it was fake, you'd have no injuries. I mean, like, it's scripted, and some things are done for show, other things bloody hurt. Getting chopped in the chest by some big 18-stone muscle-up unit hurts. You can't fake that. Getting slammed, boom, on the floor. Getting choke slammed by somebody 6'10". Again, and you got to tuck your chin as hard as you can, not to smash your head on the floor and concuss yourself. I mean, that hurts. Every time you take a bump on the floor, on the mat, knocks the wind out your system. I mean, it hurts. So it's very, very real. The reason why I did it is I've always loved the industry as a fan generally, and it was a natural thing. Like I get to ring walk. And one of the things which bugged me about boxing, frustrated me is you box so seldomly. Like at the top level, you box twice a year, like tops, maybe once a year, twice a year. If on the way up, you box 6-7 times a year, maybe if you're active. It's so, like, you don't get those ring walks a lot of the time, when you're boxing in Leeds or Norwich or Cardiff, you know. Whereas in wrestling, it's weekly. We do weekly live TV all around America, all around the world. So you get that buzz every single week. You get that connection with the fans every week, and that's what people miss when they leave boxing. They miss that buzz and the roar of the crowd and that cheer. They miss that. So I'll be getting that now from wrestling. Yeah, and I know who wins before I wrestle, so it saves a lot of disappointment. But no, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good.
How does one go about a career in professional wrestling, Anthony? How did you do it? So from when I saw you last March, explain to me the steps of you actually getting there for your first day of training.
Yeah, so I did an interview with BBC just before you, and Mike Costello, and he said, like, what's next? You know, you're still a young man. What's next? I half joked, half being serious. I mean, because I've been a boss for 18 years. I never thought I wouldn't fight again. Those 3 years while I was out of the ring, I always thought I was going to fight. I always thought I was going to get back. Me being really positive, and so I never thought about what's next, because I didn't know. I'd always thought boxing was going to be next. And then he said, what's next? And I said, half joking, half being serious. And I've always liked wrestling. I'd become a wrestler. And then WWE got wind of the interview. They approached me, asked me to fly out to Orlando for a week's tryout. I'm friends with the wrestling fan, but back in the 90s, Diamond Dallas Page was one of the biggest wrestlers in the world, WCW. I've been friends with him for years. Madly enough, I do his yoga program, and it's really, really good. And we got friendly for that. And every operation I had in America, I had 4 surgeries in America, and I went over there 12 times to different doctors and stuff. I always stayed with him. We let me stay at his house for free. So we got really buddy in this period. He said to me, when I retired, he said to me, before, when I was trying to get back in, when my heart stopped in that surgery I mentioned, I rang him, he rang me and asked me how I went, and said, not great, my heart stopped. He said to me, Mason, you've got to give the dream up, give the boxing dream up. He said, I can get you in with WWE to become a wrestler. And I love, you know. I said to him, you know I was a big wrestling fan. And I went, look, mate, thank you, Dallas, but this is my dream. I've got to see this through to the end. I'm so passionate about boxing. Don't mention to me ever again, please. So I don't want to be sidetracked. I need to be so focused. And he didn't. 18 months went by, didn't mention it once. So I rang him and told him I was retiring. I gave everyone who'd helped me in my career a heads up, saying, look, tomorrow I'm going to retire. He went to me, okay, he went, so I'm really sorry to hear that. I know how dedicated you were. He said, now, do you want to become a wrestler? And I went, look, I said, this is the Sunday, I saw on the Monday to the Sunday the day before. And I went, mate, I haven't even retired you. I was still writing my retirement speech. I went, mate, I haven't even retired you. He said, listen, he said, if you want, I'll open some doors for you. I went, look, Dallas, no. He said, why not? I went, well, I want to sulk. I want to mourn my career. It's a big thing to me. He went, fine, but where's sulking going to get you? I was like, yeah, good point, but I just want to sulk. It means a lot to me in my career. So he said, when you finish sulking, give me a call. So I sulked for a few weeks, or whatever. Then we had a chat. And he went, look, do you want to do this? I went, well, funny you say that. WWE just emailed me. They want to go there. He went to me, look, have you heard about AEW? And I had, to a massive wrestling fan. Brand new company. They launched last year. Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, big stars are there. He said to me, I'm really friendly with Cody. During the fight, when you come over to America, I'll introduce you. See what happens. So I actually went to WrestleMania last year with my friends, because I'm a big wrestling nerd, for our 30th birthday presents to ourselves. To WrestleMania, I flew there, watched the show, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. I flew down to Atlanta, met Dallas, met Cody Rhodes, who's one of the EVPs of AEW. We had a chat for a bit. We got in the ring, we messed around, and he obviously saw something that he liked in me, and he offered me a contract. So I was very lucky. I got a contract. I had an offer from WWE and AEW, and I chose AEW because I just love what the company are doing. I mean, yeah, I just love what they're doing, and I think this definitely the right move for me. So I'm really pleased for that. So I'm very lucky that I'm very fortunate in fact that I lost one career that meant the world to me, but I had a second second bite of the cherry to do something I am really passionate about. So really fortunate that this opportunity kind of came my way.
Talk to me about your first day of training. I watched the Louis Theroux documentary not too long ago. I don't know if you've seen it, where he goes and he spends some time. I believe it's at the Heart Foundation, and he goes to essentially try out and be a wrestler, and just to see how difficult it is. And it looks, I mean, I see fighters train in the gym all the time, and it looks hard. But the wrestling training looks almost kind of extreme. Talk to me about the first day's training and how your training as a wrestler differs to that of a boxer.
Yeah, so first thing you learn a back bump. So, for example, if I ran against the ropes, came back and shoulder barged you, you take a back bump, right? Back bump, couple of things. You're on land flat, with your hands out the side to distribute the weight across your body. Most important thing, tuck your chin. Because if you don't tuck your chin, you smack the back of your head on the mat and knock yourself senseless. Sweet, cool. There's me, a grown man in the wrestling ring for the first time in my life, having so much fun. This is like, I'm like a massive kid. Make sure you tuck your chin. Yeah, sweet, right? Do it. Snap your hands, tuck your chin. Yeah, sweet, tuck your chin, tuck your chin. So I've jumped really high because I'm a massive child. Snap my hands, didn't tuck my chin. Stood up, went to a knee and thought, oh, where am I? I generally, like I haven't been hit that hard in a long time. And I think where I was for about 25 seconds. I was kind of like thinking, and my eyes were going all loopy. So that was second one of being in a wrestling ring. It's hard, mate. It's hard. I mean, it's hard. It all hurts. And the thing is, again, I've been a fan my entire life, so I get the industry. I know a lot about it as a fan. I didn't think it was going to hurt as much as it does. And I say that I come from boxing. Like you're a boxer. You go training, you go sparring. You know it's going to hurt because you're going and sparring somebody, and you even in a spar, definitely in a fight, that person's trying to knock your spark out. They're trying to drop you with body shots, beat you up. You know it's going to hurt. So you go there knowing it's going to hurt. The hurt comes out sweet. You do that for years and years. I did. You get used to it. You get used to what a jab feels like, a backhand, left hook. You just get used to it. And occasionally you spar somebody like the George Groves or a Carl Froch that can really whack and hurt a bit more, but you get used to it. In wrestling, like all this pain that I wasn't used to, and I didn't think it was going to hurt as much. So I thought, obviously, there must be ways where you can chop somebody and pull it at the last minute. It doesn't really hurt. There ain't no ways. You get chopped, it hurts. You get slammed on the floor, it hurts. You get elbowed in the face, you get elbowed in the face. You can't fake an elbow in the face. And it's things like, again, in boxing, I mean, I was really unlucky. I'm the wrong person to say this because I had every injury under the sun and I was really unfortunate. Shoulders, eyes, Achilles, all different stuff. But normally, the rule of thumb is in boxing, you're probably going to get a broken nose, probably going to hurt your hands, probably going to get a few black eyes, probably get a sore jaw and a sore rib. But you know what you're going to get in boxing. You know, it says on the tin pretty much. In wrestling, oh my goodness. Like, you've got to think so much. Like, anything can go wrong. Anything. You can break the neck. You do one wrong thing. You move your head there rather than there. Because some moves, when you take a move, you've got to tuck your chin. Other moves, you've got to lift up. You get confused and lift up, you tuck your chin, broken neck, paralysed, rest of your life. When you run in the ropes, you've got to grab the top rope with your right hand to hold on, because ropes are just ropes, or some are wire, and they'll snap. At one point in your life, they'll snap. And I've seen somebody, I've been wrestling for a few months, and I've seen a rope snap on somebody, and thankfully, they held the rope. Had they not, they'd have fell down from 15 feet in the air, landed on the neck, and been dead or paralysed. So there's so much like small things like when you get slammed, choke slam or body slam, you're meant to land with your feet flat, because if you land with your feet, your heel rather than your foot, oh, that hurts, man. That proper hurts. You can't walk properly for ages. If you get slammed really hard, your heel can shatter and you can never walk again for the rest of your life. So this, and obviously you've got the normal broken collarbones, dislocated fingers, all the mad stuff which have like so much stuff can go wrong. So you're always aware. So yeah, it's gone from in boxing, you know you're going to get a sore face or broken nose, whatever. To wrestling, anything can go wrong. So that takes some kind of getting used to.
Now, last time I saw you, you were just retired, fresh retired fighter. You weren't too far away from a middleweight back then. Now you look slightly bigger than that, albeit you are doing your daily exercises, so of course you are in shape. Explain the difference for your diet now, because obviously you're not having to shrink down and make 160 pounds like you were when you were boxing professionally. How has your diet changed, and how does that impact on your exercise now you've changed roles?
Oh, massive. I think again the eye injury was that was really bad luck. I mean, I got whacked and misdiagnosed, and you couldn't make that up. But my other injuries, I think a lot of that came down to the fact that I trained really hard. And anybody's ever seen me train in the gym, the GB squad boys, and like everywhere I trained as a pro, no one trained as hard as me. I gave it my all every session. And a lot of the lads on the GB squad would on the run take it easy, and then in the weights take it easy, but be fresh for sparring and look really good for sparring. Like I was too honest. I mean, every run I had to win. Every weight session I was lifting with Joshua, Simon Valili, me, Joshua, Simon Valili in a heavy group. I leapfrog the light heavyweight, and I always want to push myself, and that's probably why I get injured a lot, because I was doing it on barely nothing diet, on eating barely anything. So my body kind of got too beat up, and I wasn't refueling well enough and recovering, which I know now. But as I said, the eye was just unlucky, you know. So as now, like on me, so I've gone from, I used to walk around about the 3 years I was out, I went up to like 88 kilos because I wasn't boxing, and my body was just growing. So I've been a middleweight since I was like 18 years old. So for the first time in 12 years, I kind of just got a bit bigger, and I was probably going to come back to super middleweight, and I got back, maybe even like heavy. But yeah, I went up to about 87, 88. So when I retired, my last spar was 82 kilos. So I keep a training bar really religiously. And the week or two before, I was 86 kilos. And I want to get down to 82 to spar in light middleweight. I didn't want to take a piss. So I got down to 82 to spar. And then that was my last day as a boxer. That's the beginning of March. And then, whereas now I eat everything in sight. I've gone from, I'm 100 kilos, basically I'm 15 to 10 this morning. And I'm trying to put as much size on as I possibly can. And it's been good. But I've gone from being extremely disciplined in boxing, where I was just trained really, really hard, all cardio, and eat barely anything. I sulked for 2 months, maybe 3 months, and then I'm now a boxer, I'm now a wrestler straight away, where I've been equally as disciplined. I've got to eat everything. Like I've got, after this, I've got a protein shake there, and a banana, and an apple, and some little porridge pot, whatever. And I've got to eat every 3 hours, eat as much as I possibly can. I'm always full, always feel a bit sick from eating so much. And rather than cardio, I don't touch on cardio anymore. I just lift weights and do wrestling. So I've gone from being really, really strictly professional to equally strictly professional, just other side of the coin.
How much, if at all, do you pay attention to boxing still, Anthony?
I'll be very honest. I don't really. I don't, because. And it's a shame. I'm not quite there yet mentally. I mean, I do a little bit of commentating, and I'm professional in anything I do, whether I'm wrestling, boxing, or doing commentary or punditry. If I'm doing punditry, I recently did a show at the Ogogo in Tyson Fury fought Deontay Wilder at night, and then I did all my research on the boxers, because it's my job to go there and enlighten the fans at home watching. So did my research, and I do that. But generally, as a fan, I don't really watch anymore. I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite ready to watch it yet, because, again, I'm watching people live out my dream and fight for my belts and become world champion. Which I'm just not quite there yet. So I'm sure I will do. When I'm further in my career as a wrestler and happier and where I feel like I should be in my life, but I'm sure I'll go back to wrestling boxing, and watch and be happy for the guys. And I'm actually quite a nice bloke. And I want to be happy for people doing well. And I remember I didn't watch the John Ryder Cameron Smith fight from November. I never watched it as my birthday, and I didn't watch it because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm not knocking either guy. Both real nice lads actually. Cameron Smith, proper nice lad. John Ryder, equally lovely bloke. And it's a shame to us be always on the same. Me and Callum on the Great Britain team always looking the same way. Me and John and the pros were training in the same gym, the same way. So we never really got that close to each other, which is a shame, because if you were a different way, we would have got on really well, because we were like similar-ish people. And I'm sitting there watching these two guys fight for the world title. Like, how is this even fair? I mean, I'm better than both of them. At the very least, that's my level. Very least my level. I'm better than both of them. And how I wasn't able to show that to everyone, but on the Great Britain team, Callum is my number 2. In the pro ranks, I'd spar John. Even with my bad eye, I was sparring John and comfortably winning the rounds in a spar, as much as you can win a round in a spar. But both guys, deep down in their heart, would know that at the very least on their level, very least, probably better than them. Well, certainly was. Not now, 100 kilos and a bad eye, but back then I was. But and it's just, I'm sitting there, they're fighting for the world title, and they're earning a lot of money, and I'm skinned out and not able to do what I love to do, which I trained really hard to do. And it just, I know, and someone asked me, do you want to watch the fight? It might be quite therapeutic. I thought, it's not going to be therapeutic at all. That's the opposite of therapeutic. So no, I'm not quite watching boxing just yet, but I'm not really missing it. I mean, I'm focused now on my wrestling career, and I'm focused on daily helping people with their mental and their physical fitness, doing my 7-minute cardio fit. So yeah, I'm quite content where I am in my life at the moment. But it was and has been a large part of my life for a long, long time, and I will get back to a place at some point where I can watch boxing, and rather than being a bit bitter and a bit jealous of John Ryder and Cameron Smith's boxing, again, lovely lads, no disrespect to them, rather than being bitter and watching them, I can watch them and be happy for them because they're both fulfilling their potential, you know, and that's where I want to get to. And I think until I get to that place, I can't really sit and watch boxing unless it's BT Sport or Sky ring me up and say to me, mate, it's a couple of grand to the commentator. Do you want to be a commentator? In which case, I'm watching boxing every day.
Okay, before I let you go, Anthony, I'm going to play the role of Mike Costello now. A very poor imitation, might I add. What next for you? What next for Anthony Ogogo in this newfound career you've got as a professional wrestler? Where's it going to take you?
Hopefully to the moon. Hopefully to the stars and back, you know. I signed with AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Massive wrestling company over in America. We're on ITV in the UK. ITV4 every Friday night, 10:35, plus a highlight show on ITV1, I think on a Tuesday night. But yeah, tune in. You know, I'm biased, but I think it's the best wrestling in the world by far. I want to get to the top. I want to become a world champion in wrestling, 100%. I want to main event shows all around the world. I want to become a big star in the US and in the UK. And I want that to springboard me to a whole new stratosphere of I say celebrity. Celebrity is the wrong word. I'm not a celebrity, but a whole new world of celebrity in terms of honour. Yeah, just kind of propel me to a place where boxing probably never could have taken me. So, and you know what? Like, without sounding too cheesy, I just want to have fun. I just want to enjoy like my life and my career because I was a pro for 7 years. I did an interview yesterday, a Zoom interview with somebody, and it's me, you're an amateur for a long time and turned pro for a couple of years. And I was a pro for 7 years. Like, I gave my all for 7 years to my career. When I was injured, I trained every single day. I drove from Essex to Hammersmith, West London, every single day, hour and a half there, 2 hours back, trained there. Going to the gym to train was a full day for me, you know. And I put 2 years of work in with my new coach Barry, Stay at My Fitness, and never got the chance to showcase it to the world. It was really frustrating, and I wasn't happy. I mean, I was down and sad a lot of my pro career because I had other injuries and stuff. But I just want to enjoy my life now, have fun, and get fulfillment from what I do on a day-to-day basis, which I didn't do for boxing for a long time because of the injuries. So hopefully the future will hold a lot of success for me in wrestling. Outside of wrestling, I'd love to. The great thing for me for wrestling, it's like a really crude way of looking at it. Wrestling is 50% sport, 50% acting, I think, and it's the mergence of those two things that I love. And I love maybe wrestling one day, not for 10 years or so, but for one day for wrestling to maybe open doors for me to do some acting. I've always really enjoyed that. So we'll see, we'll see. But first things first, AEW, I want to kind of really, first of all, I've got to learn how to wrestle because I'm a novice still, I'm a developmental talent, so I've got to learn how to do it. And then I want to kind of have fun and top bills all around the world, something I never got to do as a boxer. So, and my 7-minute cardio fit, I want that to kind of get even bigger and help even more people in the UK and around the world. And then, and just have fun and just be happy and be a nice dude and stay true to who I am as a person. So that's that's my goals in the next 2 years.
Okay, well, I wish you all the best on it, Anthony. It's really good to speak to you. It seems like only yesterday that we were sat in Wasserman office. I'm sure it feels like a lot longer to you, but it's always a pleasure catching up with you. I'm very pleased and very happy that you found you've kind of fallen out of one dream and into another, which is fantastic. And I wish you all the best in your venture. I'm sure you'll have a lot of success. Always a real pleasure. Thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social, Anthony Ogogo.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for having me. And yeah, mate, take care. Stay safe during the coronavirus. And look forward to catch up maybe in a year or so and we'll go again.
Yeah, why not? This would be great. We'll pick up once every year and we'll just see how far along the line you are.